What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 103, the second to last episode of our Madden 23 Philadelphia Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. And I know I've been kind of radio silent about our brand new franchise mode, and I was so ready to move on from Philadelphia. I was so ready to move on from Philadelphia, and I don't know. I know the draft happened a little bit ago, a couple months ago, but just looking at that draft class from Philadelphia, I'm leaning about come back to Philly for another year of our Eagles franchise mode because they just haven't won a Super Bowl in real life, technically. But besides that, we're getting into this one. Philadelphia taking on the Detroit Lions. That Philly-Detroit rivalry, it is a real thing right now. Philadelphia has kind of been the thorn in the Lions' side for many of seasons. They've kept the Lions out of the Super Bowl, and they've kind of ruined a lot of everything for the Detroit Lions. Now, Philadelphia's played big brother to the NFC more or less these past 10+ seasons, and it's shown by a lot of teams kind of just drafting to get better, kind of make those Eagles picks. Draft for depth, draft for, productivity. Don't just draft BPA, draft for what the team needs. It's just kind of how it's been working right now. But taking a look at the Eagles last year, they're starting to get an upward tick in the rushing attack, 2,200 yards, 4.1 yards a carry. It's up from, I believe, like 3.9, 3.7 yards a carry from the previous season. And you gotta think, last season was awful. It was like a 5-win season for Philadelphia. It wasn't good. And you go out there, you look at it, it's like, yeah, that was an awful season for Philly. Plain and simple, it is a real bad season for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're looking to hopefully rebound, a quick one-season rebuild as Detroit takes the lead here in the first quarter. Philadelphia does answer back with a touchdown, taking the lead, and I'll see Detroit regains the lead with a touchdown of their own, but Philly will not be denied as they score 2 back-to-back touchdowns, going up by 11 points. Come on, defense. Let's falter for the Lions. There you go. It's a field goal. Defense bend doesn't break, and they get the touchdown. 31-17 after Detroit finally scores. 38-17. Philly is not going to be denied a victory here. 45-17. And there you go. Looks like they stalemated out in the middle of the field. Come on, Philadelphia. Get another score now. Put 50 points on the Lions' heads. There you go. 52-17. 52-24. It figures it out. Gets the victory in this one. Big foot-up victory here in Week 1 over the rival Detroit Lions. Lions, they tried. They just didn't try very well, as Philadelphia more than doubles the Lions' score right there. Real unfortunate opening day loss for the Detroit Lions here at, Forbes Field. It's just not something that the Lions expected to happen to them, honestly. A blowout, 52-24, sure. Say, Philadelphia allowed 3 touchdowns and a field goal. All right, cool. They allowed 3 touchdowns and a field goal. The opponent did a lot better. 4 touchdowns and 361 from Anthony Richardson right there out of Florida. Bijan went for 75 and 2 touchdowns. 99 receiving yards, a touchdown for Bijan. Sacks, only 2 allowed. That's unfortunate right there. Tackles were led by Jeremiah Trotter. 2 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. They 2 picks as well. Battle and Eli Waters. Kicking was fine. No punts on the day. Kick return okay. And punt return was meh at best. But coming out of that victory right there, hey man, you aren't able to cover the run game, which is fine. You don't get the run attack. It's no big deal. At the end of the day, if you don't hit like 150 yards rushing, but you do get a victory, that's all that matters, honestly. It's really all that matters when it comes down to things like that. If the team gets still 1,000 XP, which goes a long way, but starting off the season 1-0, it's a 90 overall team altogether. So we're going to jump to the mid-season right now of whatever year we're in right now, 2035. So what is this, year 12 actually now? So you started 2023, so this is like year 12 of this, 12 or 13 actually, of this Eagles franchise mode. It's definitely one of the longest seasons we've done for any of our sports franchise modes. Definitely longest ever for like a Madden franchise. But here we go, coming in 6-1. So Philadelphia turning things around very quickly in a much different position than they were last season. First in the East, but 1,900 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 3 picks on the season for Anthony Richardson right there. 625 yards, 9 touchdowns for Bijan Robinson. Jackson and Jigba right there. He's okay. 500 yards. Ryan Williams, 351. Let's see. Sacks allowed. 4 by Jacoby. 4 by Kevin Pemberton right there. Unfortunate. Tackles are led by Jeremiah Trotter. Let's see. Tackles for loss are breezy. Sacks is breezy. No Michael Parsons really hurting that rush attack. Bunch of players have an interception. Just one interception for a bunch of players. Let's see. It's a missed kick on the season. 10 punts, averaging about 51.9 yards a punt. I mean, punt and kick returns are they are what they are. They're nothing special, honestly. The AI just touchbacks everything, so it's nothing really to worry about, honestly, when it comes to kick and punt return yards. But Philadelphia looking to hopefully, they come out victorious. Hopefully, get back in the playoffs after missing last season. A real upsetting last season. But Philadelphia coming in at the, midway point at 6-1. They're looking for hopefully just a big resurgence season right now. We're thinking like 15-2. We're thinking 14-3. We're thinking something here where Philadelphia is just going to put themselves back on the map. 14-3, there you go. 14-3. Looks like we have ourselves the first round bye. The number 1 seed in the East after taking the season off last year to kind of just retool. That's all it was. It wasn't even a rebuild, it was a retooling. 46 from Richardson, 15 and 19 from Bijan. Mario had 11, 900 from Ellis. Touchdowns, 18 from Mario Williams, 8 from Cup. Bijan did fine. Let's see. Sacks, 7 by Kelvin Banks, 7 from Jacoby Thompson right there. Jeremiah Trotter had over 135 tackles. 19 tackles from loss from Zach Harrison. 15.5 sacks from Zach Harrison. 15.5 from Breezy. Bunch of interceptions on the season right there. But nothing to the point of prime big play slay numbers. But going through the kick and punt return they are what they are. Nothing special in those ones, nothing to write home about. But taking a look here, you got the Eagles, Cardinals, Packers, Falcons, Giants, Bears, and Niners for the NFC playoff teams. Titans are the 1 seed in the AFC, which is very strange. The number 1 seed Titans right there. But coming into this one, we are taking on the Green Bay Packers. Okay. That's a new one right there. I don't believe we've played the Packers so far in this postseason at all. Pretty sure we've only ever played the Falcons and the Cardinals. So to mix things up right now, you like to not see the Detroit Lions every year, which is always a fun one. But coming into a team that's not the Cardinals or the Lions, it's a fun look right now, especially being Green Bay. Haven't played, not at least to my knowledge, we haven't played Green Bay a lot in this series. Maybe a couple times at most, but I don't think ever in the playoffs. I could possibly be wrong. I think we've done 102 other episodes of this series. So there's a good chance that I'm wrong. But take a look at Philly. 2,300 yards, 3.8 yards per attempt, 5.6. So, I mean, Philadelphia's rush attack has kind of dropped off a bit. They aren't the same, 4.7 yards a carry team that they were in Bijan's prime. Yeah, I think Bijan's been in the league now for 12 seasons. He's getting up there in age. It's starting to get to the point where it's like, oh boy, are a lot of these guys going to start retiring on us? You got to think Richardson, Bijan, Jeremiah, all those guys. You got to start to have to worry about them retiring. But right now, Philly, not worrying about any of that. The only thing they are worried about is getting this W here over the Green Bay Packers. The Packers scoreless so far, and Philly gets the first touchdown of the game. The Packers in the second quarter get their first touchdown in the game. But Philadelphia looking to hold tight. They may go up by 3 points, and the Green Bay Packers tie it Philadelphia gets the touchdown. The Packers follow suit as well. So both teams going toe-to-toe right now of points scored in this one. Philadelphia takes the lead with the touchdown. Green Bay answers back with a touchdown of their own. Fourth quarter, it's going to come down to who scores last. The touchdown for Philly goes up by 7 in this one. Green Bay ties it up. Final minute, final seconds, and there you go. No field goal, nothing really. Come on. Field goal here. There you go. We get the field goal in overtime, so we finally win in overtime. I guess Dave Gardner's had an absolute, stinker of a game again. I'm pretty sure he marched down the field with seconds left, and I guess unless we didn't have any timeouts, maybe, I don't know how I don't get points on that drive going into the end of the fourth quarter with seconds left on the clock. Don't know how that doesn't happen. But Philly, they get points. They get the victory at the end of it. 34-31 is the final score. Let's take a look here at the final stat line for all the players. 78 yards for Bijan, 158 from Mario. Sacks, there's a lot. Oh boy, 6 sacks on the team so far. That's not a good look. Jeremiah, 9 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. 4 sacks from Philly right there. I mean, not too shabby. No picks, which is always brutal right there. I mean, Dave didn't miss anything. It was just a bad game, I guess, for the defense and everything. I don't know. I feel like this team should have done better than having to go into overtime for the 3rd season in a row in the first round, or the second round, I guess, technically. But here we go. Back in the championship round against the Falcons. All right, bird teams, here we go. Philadelphia, historically, not great against bird teams, but hopefully they can squash the egg in this one and end up back in the Super Bowl. Philadelphia, they're a team that's done a lot in a very short amount of time. Howie Roseman turned this team from a perennial stinker to a perennial Super Bowl threat, honestly. Just a couple of seasons, a couple of key draft picks, a couple of key free agent targets. You turn the entire Philadelphia Eagles organization around. You poach the best talent from opposing teams in your division, and you just kind of make them play for you to the best of your ability. What do you think we do with Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb? Poach them from the Cowboys, and we got Micah Parsons. He just kind of joined the Runaways from the Cowboys organization. Create a nice little tandem down here of former Cowboys rocking the midnight green. Let's see if one of those players, actually none of those players are still on this team. Let's see if this new look Eagles team, if they can get it done. You're putting a lot of pressure on a bunch of players, a bunch of veteran players who are ring chasing, a bunch of young players who honestly didn't see themselves here in the first place. But Philadelphia Falcons, they're going at about 5.5 left here in this first quarter. Philadelphia looking to, of course, go up early, which looks like no one out of Philadelphia scores before the second quarter. All right, Falcons tied up, though, in the second. Philly looking to regain the lead. They don't. The Falcons go up by 3. Philly pushes the ball in this one, and they tie it up 10 apiece. Third quarter, game still tied, and the Falcons try to go up, but Philly answers back with a quick touchdown, goes up by 4 points. And now here we go, Philly driving. There you go, another touchdown. Touchdown followed by the Falcons. It's 24-21. There you go, 31-21. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they hold out onto this one, and they are victorious, going back to the Super Bowl for the first time in, 3 seasons? Yeah, I think they got bumped in overtime the last two or three seasons ago. They got bumped. Last season they missed altogether. So this one, they're back in the Super Bowl for the first time in 3 seasons. Plain and simple, Philadelphia, they're looking to complete their revenge tour from missing the playoffs altogether to hopefully winning it all this year. Philadelphia looking to complete the full 180 when it's all said and done. But there you go. The Philadelphia Eagles are, they're heading back to the locker room, NFC champions. There you go, 358, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Bijan was 154 from Mario. Jacoby allowed 2 sacks, 1 sack from Kelvin right there. That's brutal. Tackles led by Tommy Blackburn. Let's see, 2 tackles from loss from Zach and 1 from Breezy. 3 sacks from Breezy right there. Jordan Davis did his thing. No picks. Extra points are fine. Greg McCain was okay, averaged less than 50 yards per punt on 3 punt attempts. Airless, didn't do much. Take a look here. Patrick Mahomes now in the NFC East. Apparently, I guess NFC, not NFC East. I guess he had left the Kansas City Chiefs at some point. So good for Patty Mahomes on I guess doing his Tom Brady leg right now, where he just kind of goes somewhere else trying to win another Super Bowl. I don't know. But here we go, looking at everyone. No one really important for either team. But coming into the Super Bowl, Philadelphia looking to etch their names, honestly, again into football lore and football history by bringing home yet again another Super Bowl ring. Nick Sirianni already has enough rings to retire happy. He has more rings than any other Cowboys quarterback. He has more rings than the Cowboys at this point in his career. But Nick Sirianni, he's not done yet. He's ready. He said it before. He's going to stick it out to the end of the line. But the Houston Texans and the Philadelphia Eagles are going head-to-head yet again. They've been known to meet up in the Super Bowl before. This is a winner-takes-all grudge match. A third matchup between these two organizations. The first one went to the Texans. The second one went to Philadelphia. And now here we go, looking for the grudge match in this one. Philadelphia, after missing it last season, is looking to hopefully find themselves back out on top. Just another surreal way to end this season off. But there you go, coming into this game. The commentators for it, as we're ready to get things underway. We're flipping the coin here at center field. I don't know why Richardson's not out there. Why is it Baylor Cupp and Quinn Ewers? I don't like that. Why is Anthony Richardson not out there? That's the real question, right? That's the real question I have, at least. D'Angelo Poindexter's the returner right there. All right, Poindexter, what a name right there, honestly. Honestly, what a name. Poindexter. You gotta love it. Gotta love it for him. But Garner's ready to send things away. And let's see, look, anyone gets a quick score here in the first. Not a quick score in the first, but Philly scores before the second quarter. And the Texans do tie it in the second. Philadelphia looking to regain the lead, and they get it, 14-7. Second quarter winding down, final seconds. Philly puts another score on the board. Another score in the third, up by 3 touchdowns in this one. Now here we go, 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Philly still up by 3 touchdowns. Final 5 minutes. There we go. The Texans score makes it 28-14. A Philly score makes it 35. Now another Texans score, but doesn't matter. Philadelphia went up by 3 touchdowns early, and if they didn't score again, guess what? They still would have won. But an insurance touchdown late in this game gives Philadelphia the victory. You love to see that one right there, as the Philadelphia Eagles regain their throne on the top of football lore. Football legacies right there are being made. Anthony Richardson, Bijan Robinson. You have a lot of these guys who come here and you're like, yo, we're playing for the Eagles. We're winning cups. But then you turn around and you take a look at the players who came before them. The Bijans, the Anthony Richardsons, all those guys. Yeah, those guys have been here a lot longer. They have a lot more rings than a lot of players know what to do with. But there you go, Richardson. He's holding the trophy in front of everyone here. Champions of the world for the Philadelphia Eagles. Take a look, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Jeez Louise, 324 for Richardson right there. That's a rough ending to this game. 94 yards, 2 touchdowns for Bijan. 171 from Mario Williams and a touchdown. Doing his best T.O. impression in this one, but good for him. 1 sack allowed by Cameron Quincy, the left guard. Defensively, 12 tackles led the team from Jeremiah. 1 tackle from loss from a couple of players. Sack-wise, there was only 2 sacks on the day, which is real unfortunate. 1 pick for the Eagles from Elliott Waters. Now, Dave Gardner missed a field goal. The most Dave thing, Greg 2 punts for 99 yards. No kick return yardage, and 4 for 21. So about just over 5 yards per punt return, which is kind of rough. But the Eagles win their 8th Super Bowl. Bijan wins MVP. Dylan Steele MVP. So guys, Coach of the Year. Bijan Offensive Player. JT is going to be Defensive Player. But a 35-21 victory. The 11-time NFC champions. Take a look at the Philadelphia free agency signing, Nate Pope, and I'm going to go Blackwell right there, the corner. 31-year-old safety, 26-year-old corner right there for Philadelphia. Take a look at those who have retired. Lindbaum retired. Lampkin retires. Let's see, Robert Scott, Michael Moore, Derek Stingley, Miles Murphy, Icky, closer to career, Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell. Let's see, Jackson retires, Zax retires, Jordan Battle retires, Jordan Davis retires. So Philadelphia dealing with a lot of retirees late here. DJ Ugalele retires after 12 seasons. So that's a blow right there for that one. Quay Walker, former Georgia Bulldog. Trayvon Walker, former Georgia Bulldog, retires. But Philadelphia, they round out pretty well in this one. They get some pretty big signings, especially after missing, after some key retirees. They fill a couple of holes. But taking a look at those who they've drafted. Drafted D-tackle, replaced Big Jordan Davis. And we drafted a couple other positions of need in this one. Hidden depth fullback right there. You'll love to see it for Philadelphia. As we look to wrap this episode up, the wide receiver core is looking a little weak right now, but something we can work on in the future. But definitely, if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, comment down below, and text on YouTube, though. Peace out, rock on, stay super classy, and stay tuned for episode 104, the final episode of our Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. So catch you next episode.